What's good, YouTube? Smashing Pumpkin here, coming at you guys with a video today. Today I'd like to be profiling my deck real quick, but first things first, I'd like to apologize for not formally announcing my contest video. I did send out PMs to the winners, and if they got them, then that's good, because I did hear back from one person. I didn't really hear back from the other, but he goes to my local, so he hasn't been around for a while. But I guess I'll just formally announce who won. The winners were the real Stefan, who got the box of Cosmo Blazer, and then the other winner was Pixel Master 1, I think was his name. It was really weird spelling. I know who it is. He goes to my local, so he'll be getting the 3 packs of Cosmo Blazer once he swings by our local. I'll just get him for him there. But yeah, on to the real portion of the video. I don't really know what to call this deck. It's really kind of weird. It looks really terrible on paper and stuff like that, but it just kind of worked today. I had a 5-2 record. I got to the top 4 with it, so I felt like it was worth sharing. So yeah, why not? 2 Reborn Tengu. 3 TG Werewolf, 1 TG Striker, 1 Rush Rhino, 2 Flamvell Firedog, 1 Magician. Alright, so far you're probably just oh, well, it's just TG Fire, it's just TG Flamvell, which is a really old deck. That's nothing special, right? But here comes the spicy part. 2 Rescue Rabbit, 3 Gene Warp Werewolf, 1 Gorilla, and 1 Bear. Yeah, it's Flamvell TG Fire Fist, I guess. It's really, really, really silly. I want to kind of come up with a better name with it, so in the comment section down below, if you could post a better name for this deck, that'd be well appreciated. How the monster lineup kind of works is you have a lot of things that really depend on dealing battle damage or winning battles in order to get massive pluses, which would be your 2 Fire Dogs, your Brotherhood cards, and yeah, just winning battles with your floaters also helps, with your TG cards or your Reborn Tengus. So, to help you win more of your battles, play triple Lance and 1 Dress in order for you to be more successful in battles and stuff like that. It really kind of does make sense. And then you play 3 Fire Formation Tenki. Tenki has 2... 7 targets in the deck, not counting your werewolves. So they do actually search out a lot, and since you do have a lot of Beast Warriors in the deck, you do play the one Tensu, which wasn't nearly as dead as I thought it was going to be, but it actually turned out okay. In the same vein as helping you win battles, you also play 1 Book. Just to get your plays off, you play the 2 MSTs, and then you play these because they're staple. I didn't really have enough room to fit in a 3rd MST, which is kind of unfortunate. Triple Horn of the Phantom Beast. Those go in the same vein as helping you win your battles with your Beast Warrior guys. And then just some cards to stop summons. Play 2 Bottomless. Play the 1 Torrential, which works really well with your TGs, but it kind of doesn't help you at all when you have your field set up, so yeah. Those are just the cards to stop the summons, along with these 2 Jokers. And then just some 1-of cards. I played Mirror Force because it was a local, and people sometimes just go YOLO and just swarm the field and swing, and hope you don't have the Mirror Force. So you play the Mirror Force. One Compulse and one Starlight Road, just as back row and back row support cards. So the main deck, I believe, is 42 cards, which is pretty hefty. You have a lot to fit in there, so you have to try your best. And there are a lot of cards that you really don't want to draw. Like, you don't really want to draw your Magician or two Tengus or stuff like that. So you try to do a kind of like a water deck sort of idea where you just don't have that many. Like, you have a higher like deck count, so you have a lower consistency of like drawing cards, I guess. But there are a lot more cards that you want to draw, so especially the cards that you don't want to draw. If that really made sense. I guess I'll go to my extra deck. Since you play like the Flamvels, you make 8s. So I chose Scrap Dragon and Stardust because those were the 8s I could find. You can also play like Crimson Blader, which is pretty decent, or Thought Ruler Archfiend or Colossal Fighter, but these two were essential, so they got in. Black Rose, yeah, you can technically make 7 in the deck. It's not really. It's a Flamvel Magician and a level 4. I mean, a level 3, so you're Werewolf, but that doesn't happen too often. Play 1 Gaia Knight, which you need, because 4 and your Striker makes him. And then your 5s, which you make a little bit more often. Yeah. I didn't have like the really necessary cards to make the extra deck really work, but these kind of just sufficed, I guess. Play 1 Utopia, 1 Papal Operative, 1 Maestroke, 1 Gemknight Pearl, and 1 Tiger King. You don't really make extra deck cards nearly as much as you'd think. So I just kind of threw together the essentials and hoped those would work, and they did okay. They did their job anyway. And then you do play quite a few 3s. And then I was also thinking maybe to play Tour Guide. So, Zenmaines, Leviathan Dragon, and Olivier were also played. Those were rarely made, so alright. Oh yeah, and I borrowed a Diamond Direwolf, which I played once and was really cool. Because I had a rabbit and a TG Warwolf in my hand, so when I special summoned the two, and he had no background on a monster in the field, which was kind of big. So I just summoned the 2, special summoned the Warwolf. Then I made the Diamond Direwolf and popped the Warwolf and popped the monster. And then searched in the end phase for my Rush Rhino. So yeah, you can make plays like that in this deck, which is kind of cool. My side deck, the only cards I'm really keeping from the day are the 2 Thunder Kings, the 2 D-Fissure, and the 2 Soul Taker. Those put in a lot of work, and they were really good. Everything else was kind of meh. Yeah. Dragoonity is like a really big deck at my local. That and a guy always does really well with Heretics. So I sided in 2 Maxi and 2 Tragodia. Just so they don't OTK me with their massive special summoning combos and stuff like that. I don't know if I'd actually side that at an event, but these 5 cards really didn't do anything for me today. I'd probably still keep in the Soul Drain anyway, but the other 4 were kind of bad. So, yeah. Deck list will be in the description. I'll make a second video talking about my matches. I hope this wasn't too boring. Thumbs up the video, guys. Yeah. And then be sure to subscribe. Comment a deck name down in the description if you want to. And this is Smashing Pumpkin signing out. Peace.